welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Minecraft with me, Lucy. How's everyone doing today? Oops, we fell off the bridge. That's not good. Well, today we're actually going to be working on this river, and I've on the bridge so I can show you guys what a mess this is. There is a drowned holding a chicken egg in here, and I can't even get out. We finished off on the barn last episode, and we left off kind of here saying that this side of the river looks very ugly. And I think we're just going to pick right off here and try to fix this river and maybe fix the riverside as well. I kind of logged on today with this plan, this idea of building a little boat somewhere here, like going across this river. I thought it'd be really fun to have a little boat. But I want to fix this first and fix up this edge and maybe add like a little bit of a beachiness to this. I feel like adding some sand could really help on both sides. We have some natural sand there, but it doesn't look the best with all this terrain I've stripped off and everything. And at some point I remember trying to like fix the river by adding a bunch of ice, but then the ice wouldn't actually fill up the water blocks, or it wouldn't break. What I don't know, I don't remember what happened. But yes, we have this nightmare. We have a chicken there stuck. We have a drone holding the chicken's egg, a bunch of unmelted ice. I'm gonna get to work and fix this. So I fixed up the water and I used kelp this time instead of water buckets or ice, and it has worked so much better. Take a little look at this. Yeah, that's pretty good. We have solid water blocks all the way through and no zombies or chickens in here. I expanded the river in some parts and I built this kind of little pier, but I think I'm going to extend it down a little bit because this feels a little bit too short. And maybe have it kind of follow this wall for a little bit longer. And I have actually decided on what build we're going to do here. I said a boat earlier, but I've come up with a theme for the boat. I want to imagine that this is like a traveling merchant's boat, and in this case, not the Minecraft traveling merchant, but just like in general, just a trader of some sort. And in this case, you're going to sell flowers because I think it'd be so cute to have a boat full of flowers. I don't actually have anything in the town, in the castle town, for selling flowers, any stalls for that. And it might not actually be useful for us to go and grab flowers from there, since I do actually have like bone meal farms over by the moss farm. But just as a cute little touch, I think it'd be so fun to add it here. And I also kind of want to tie it in with the next build I'm going to do probably in the episode after. I'm going to put here, and we're going to have a sniffer farm, which of course is going to have flowers. So I think it'd be so cute if it's like unloading and reloading here to get the sniffer flowers, if that makes sense. Oh, in fact, I just had this idea, but depending on ally range, because I'm going to be using allies to pick up the sniffer flowers, maybe we can have them drop it off at the boat here, maybe, or some sort of redstone-y thing. I'm not sure. But yeah, I want to build a boat here. Now, originally I was planning on putting it right here, right by the bridge, but I've realized that this section of the river is quite curved, which I do like. It looks very natural because it is a natural river. It's quite curved. But my boat, I think, is going to be completely straight. I'm not going to try to build a boat on a curve because I don't think I can pull it off. So that's why I think I'm going to extend the pier out a little bit and then build the boat kind of straight along here. It might look a little bit weird, but it might look okay if it's closer to the wooden bit, to the decking. That, or I could do it in this very straight bit here. I'm not quite sure yet how big the boat will be either, but that's the plan. So I think I'm gonna finish off on the decking here. So we have a nice space to kind of start the boat from. I think I'm also going to need to make the river part deeper because all of this is 2 blocks and that's it. And I think my boat's going to go down at least 2 blocks into the water, so we're going to need to carve this out for sure. Let's go take a lookie. This looks pretty good, to be honest. So what I have here is like a curve. It's kind of curving into the wall a little bit, and I'm not finished off the side here just because I'm not sure whether I should continue it further on or not yet. But if you take a look at it from the bridge, I think it looks really nice. Yeah, look at that. It's like slowly curving in. And it's very simple so far, but I think it works. It does the job. But now let's get started on the boat, and I think we're gonna work on it right here. So let's use some dirt here to just kind of mark out the shape of where things will be, and this will mess up my water, but that's okay. So how many blocks away? I think the boat should start maybe here. Yeah, 3 blocks away from the little thing. Then we can do like a little trapdoor bridge to it. How wide do we want it to be? Make sure we have an odd number in here. Actually, now that I have it sort of marked out here, I don't like that spot. I think I want to write down here so there's enough space around the river so it feels like another boat could pass by. So I think I'm gonna move it a little bit to be right down here, and the river kind of curves around, which makes this a natural parking spot. Or well, docking spot? I'm not sure. And I also think it needs to be a little bit smaller and a little bit closer to the deck here. It still feels slightly too big, and I think it's mostly the wideness. It feels slightly too wide to be a sort of a riverboat. So I'm going to shave a side of each here, have the frame of the boat here, and I really love the way this looks actually. I think it's just a perfect shape and size to fit in this little corner. I did have to expand the river a little bit, and I think I might still do it a little bit more because it doesn't feel quite like a boat can pass through in this little gap here, right here specifically, so I might widen this. But other than that, I'm really happy with the shape of it. I think this gives us plenty of space to make something interesting off the boat. And now I guess the first step is to get rid of the dirt and put in our wood material. I think for the colors, we're gonna go with some spruce, some dark oak, and some oak planks for kind of the base. I'll just texture a bit of wood there to make it look a little bit more worn. And then for the accent colors, I think I want to use some birch, some cherry, and some crimson. These are wood types I haven't built much with recently, and I think they need their moment to shine. I've built a little bit with crimson in the sword, but not really anywhere else in the base. So I think it'd be fun to kind of use the different colors of wood almost to signify that the boat is a foreign object, if that makes sense. It's not from here, it's very different. And I think it'll work. Definitely coming together now. Take a look at this, guys. It's looking like a boat somewhat. I like it from this angle a little bit more. When you look at it sideways, it's a little bit more obvious what it is. It looks a little bit messy from the top down just now. I think because we have so many different colors and shapes going on, I don't know, it looks a little bit messy. But I think we can fix this by giving the middle a little bit of structure. So I'm going to add like a little cabin, I guess, right here in the middle back end of it, sort of. Probably around here. We won't be able to make it too big, but this is where I think we're going to bring in our dark oak. Oh, I am so happy with this boat so far. Let's show it off. Let's look at it. It's a cute little bootsy. I mean, there isn't much to say about this because all I've added is this little cabinet in the middle. But I think that's made such a big difference. We have a little bit of height to the build now. Some more colors. I've got sandstone and birch. I actually want to use birch there in the middle, but there was just too much plank kind of texture going around on the build, so we used the strip logs and we used some smooth sandstone there, which I think still kind of fit. And I added a chimney with a campfire in it. And the idea of this as well, this boat doesn't really have any sails, so I thought, what is it going to use for power? And so I added a little furnace there. Maybe it's a steam engine and we're like in the Industrial Revolution. I don't think it's quite that. I think it's more magical, but I think it works. It sort of gives the impression of at least something possibly powering the boat, which is really fun. So let's take a look inside the cabin. It is very simple because it is so small. But through here, there's a little door, and we have a bed, and we have a little upstairs we can look through, and it's got basically nothing in here. Wait, let's put a flower in here, actually. There we go. Because this is going to be... Oh, I can stand on this. A flower shop. So, yeah, I mean, what more do you need than a bed? And a little bit of storage. And now it's time for the really fun part, which is making this actually look like it's selling flowers or it's transporting flowers. So I've got some stuff. Some amethyst clusters just because I think they'll work. We have a bunch of leaves, which I think are going to be going everywhere on the boat. And we have a bunch of flowers, some moss. What else do we have? Some cherry leaves and battles and stuff. I'm just going to be using all of this, guys, to make the boat look really nice. In the process of making the boat into a traveling flower shop, we lost the boat a little bit. Yeah, take a look at this, guys. It is so cluttered, but how cute does this look? Does it feel like a flower shop? I hope it does. Does it feel at least like this is a boat full of flowers? That was the goal. To add as much flowers in here as I could, and it is extremely cluttered. But I kind of like it. I think it gives it a little bit of realism that, you know, if they're running a shop out of the boat, they're not going to have a lot of space. So it's basically, oops, it's basically just enough for a little path here, the goods, and that's it. And the sort of less popular bits at the back are even more overgrown. Like this is just the back of the boat is getting taken over by these cherry leaves and everything. In fact, let's add more to really solidify that. I've already got a few sort of trailing off here, but I think actually adding some in the water is really fun as well. Maybe like that. Huh? Huh? I think it definitely tells a story, at least to a certain extent, and I'm really, really happy with this. There's just one more finishing touch I want to add to the bow, and I thought it'd be really cute to add some banners kind of hanging here at the sides that have like the shop's logo on it or something like that. So let's make a little flower design pattern banner thingy. Okay, let's see if I can do this right. I designed a little pattern, a very simple one for our banner. So let's go first for that's it, blue base gradient on a white banner, both of these, and then put this back in and then cyan on the other side. We're kind of trying to make it look like a river or the sky and water on both sides, something like that. Just a little blue for water and the sky. And then we're gonna put in a yellow roundel. I think, yes, two of these. Oh wait, I don't have enough dye. And then the finishing touch, we need a flower charge pattern and two of these bad boys. There we go. I think that looks so cute. Let's have a look at it in game. Yes. It's just a nice simple little flower. And now we can go and put this up on our boat. Right here on both sides. It's so cute. I love it. In fact, let's copy one of these and make two more for the other sides. And since I made it with white banners, I can just do this. And I don't have to use all the dye again. And let's take a look at the boat from this side now. Ta-da! The banners have loaded in. And I love it. This thing has got so much character. The only downside is it's in a kind of ugly space. I mean, we've got coal blocks, we have dirt and stone kind of sticking out, zero terraforming. So to finish off the episode, I think I'm gonna try to clean this area up. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do yet. I guess I'm just gonna get rid of the really ugly blocks first. Our little boat is so cute. I love it so much. And let's have a look at the deck behind it. I swapped out a lot of this wood here from dark oak to spruce, just lighting things up. And I have this kind of little barrier here with some overgrown leaves on the top of it. This was the best I could come up with just now, so there's probably something else we can put up there. It's kind of just a placeholder, but I do think it looks pretty good for a placeholder. I like the little overgrown kind of edge it gives to the cliff there because I couldn't find a way to make it look more natural of a cut off here as to why it's like really flat here on the side. So instead I added some support beam kind of looking things and I think it works. And we have this flat space here, which I was actually thinking would be really cool to put like a mural of some sort, or like maybe a little cave with like something inside. I am not sure, but that's an idea for another day. Let's take one more look at our little boat. This was definitely something out of my comfort zone because I've been mostly building houses this series. So putting a house on the water, I guess, is what we did, and I think it looks really good. Big fan of this. I'm happy at how it looks all together. It's actually really tricky because of how small and narrow it is inside. You kind of get correct shape, but overall I think it looks quite good both up close and from afar, and it tells a story, and it's actually somewhat useful as a bed. I think this is the only purpose we're gonna give it to, unfortunately. I don't like to do purely decorative builds all that often. In fact, I think this might be the first one we've done in quite a while. Maybe we have some decorative builds like the trees over here, and some other stuff, but most of the things in here have a purpose. So having a purposeless boat feels kind of new to me, but as the time goes on, and we start building more and more stuff in our world, ouch, we're not always going to be able to put something very specific in our builds to actually make them useful. So for a non-useful build, I think it looks really good. It gives the space a bit of life, I think. Something in the river, a concept of people traveling in, which I think is really cool. And I am planning on building a big pier and docks and a really big ship somewhere here in this area. So this is more like a pit stop. Maybe you're not meant to park your boat. Park your boat? Is this a car? I don't think you're meant to dock or move your boat here permanently. It's more of a almost like a bus stop vibe. Do you guys get that as well? I definitely got a bit of a bus stop vibe here, and I tried to break it up by adding some barrels and composters and stuff to make it look like people work here, but I couldn't nail it. So yeah, this is the boat stop, shall we say, where it's like a short parking, short-term parking, no long stay park. What is this, an airport? Anyways, I'm really happy with this build. Please let me know if you guys have any ideas on how I could improve upon it or anything, because it is a little bit much on the eyes, and I think I love it, but also maybe I should take away some of the details and some of the clutter. I don't know. Let me know. Yeah, guys, that's it for this episode. So thank you ever so much for watching, and tune back in next episode when I finally get that sniffer sanctuary going. Goodbye. See you next time.